Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a general and timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing you working with someone. You may be like sort of finding your confidence, finding your voice, finding yourself through this process. Can be something that's encouraging you to step up, can be stepping up in a creative way or in a leadership role. Starting off with the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands, King of Wands. Whatever it is that you're doing, seems like you read the room in the right way. Read even what you were being guided to do in the right way. This feels like you're really learning to work with the energy as well. You may also have like a lucky situation. It may appear lucky. I'm seeing it be more than that that's happening, but something may really go your way, and it could have gone either way, and it ends up going your way. I'm seeing you even be appointed a position where you have some sort of power. Not everybody may agree. Like, you may have some people that have different opinions. Interesting. All right. I'm definitely seeing something going on with you and other people, or at least another person. You're reconnecting with someone. This is somebody that you feel you understand to some degree, or there's like definitely a vibe going on between the two of you. You may not know what exactly that's about. I'm seeing something that doesn't look like it really necessarily has a label on it, but you feel like there's a connection. But things may be on hold, and that may not feel the best right now. This seems like something that was beyond your control. It's giving you time to think, but part of you may not want that time to think. It reminds me of one of those situations where your guides are like, listen, you're having a bit of a timeout right now. And you're like, I don't need a timeout. But I'm seeing that's kind of just the way that things are rolling right now. You may be like separated from someone. I'm seeing it be connected with like you and another person. Things could have happened in a way where you were like, I get to like connect with them, but now I'm seeing, it's almost like they've gone to bed for the night and you're kind of alone with your thoughts here. That may be a metaphor, more than likely. Okay. This connecting with this person or bumping into them was unexpected. But also, this break seems like it was unexpected as well. It's so weird. It's kind of like you could have been doing your thing and you end up connecting with this person, and for some reason there's something like unexpectedly that happens between the two of you. I feel like we're jumping ahead a little bit. Let me get the rest of the cards out. You're alone by yourself. Something is bothering you. Something needs to be figured out. It's something that's weighing on you, especially mentally. Something that you feel like you can't escape. It needs to be addressed. Kind of like need to go through it to get out on the other side. I'm seeing something that is like an unexpected situation that has evolved, and I'm seeing that's what's being reflected upon currently. This has to do with you and another person. This is a relationship of some sort. something about you bumping into someone or you hung out with them, and then there's kind of this, like, what's going on here? That may not have been what the impression was going to be, though. Like, you could have ended up hanging out with somebody and not necessarily thought anything was going to come to it, but now there's something about you guys connecting. But then I'm seeing it's almost like you hang out with them and then you're alone. So you go to the hangout, you spend time with them, something's coming up for both of you, it looks like. And then it's like you go home, so you guys are separated from one another, and I'm seeing something definitely weigh on you. Very interesting. I'm seeing there be a focus on Virgo, can be a focus on fire signs, because I'm just seeing the King of Wands here. This seems like a bit of a challenge of some sort. I don't know what exactly it is, not at this point anyway, that feels so bothersome. Like, it almost feels like this Nine of Swords is kind of, has just appeared, and I don't understand what the connection is yet to the overall system of what's going on yet. Maybe this feeling of sort of like isolation or you being on your own is what emphasizes this. Like, something could have been going on in the background, and now that there's this being alone and time to think, it could be sort of coming to the forefront, and you being like, I need to address this, I need to figure this out. I get it too, like you were traveling upon this path, and it may have been a path that you were familiar with, and then all of a sudden it's like unfamiliar territory. Something is popping up that you weren't expecting to. And you're like, I've been on this path before. Like, I've never seen that. But for the first time, you're seeing something. And that may be what's throwing you off. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Because definitely something like unscheduled happens, or something that you were not anticipating happens. And it has to do with something that goes on when you hang out with this person, and then all of a sudden you feeling like there's something to think about you and this person together, like as a connected duo, is the best way to describe it. But I'm getting, like, it was sort of a situation where you weren't expecting that tail end of things to happen. It's almost like accidentally catching feelings for someone, or accidentally, like, you get zapped with a spark between, like, you and this other person. But you may not have said anything about this. I'm seeing at least one party being quite quiet about the fact that they've been thinking about this, the fact that this is on their mind. The person, if both of you are silent, it can be the same thing. If one person specifically is silent, or you guys are not communicating this with one another, it's because at least one party is feeling a sense of like turmoil or conflict about this for some reason. That reason has not been disclosed at this point. For some reason, this seems like it's better solved individually rather than together. Maybe so you get a real feel of what you're feeling before you're influenced by this other person. I'm seeing like needing time alone or like isolated from this person to think about what's going on before you make any decisions, is what I'm hearing. You may not make any sort of move. You may want to feel this out. I'm seeing your guides be like, you need to wait. It kind of seems like there's more to understand, there's more to experience before you address this. Seems like too soon to address this. Like, we don't have to talk about it yet, is the vibe. There are hopes for this to turn into something. There's definitely big potential for this to turn into something. I'm seeing you've been like wanting to manifest an opportunity. You may be wondering if this situation with this person is going to fit. I'm looking at Gemini, Mars, and Virgo, and also Jupiter. It seems like you get clarity on something that you may have felt mentally stuck on. I'm seeing you get like a bit frozen and something breaks you out of that. It seems like incoming information or a conversation that you have. Also, too, this opportunity that's coming up that clearly is related to this person, you're going to be getting more and more information on it, but this is why I'm seeing your guides be like, you don't need to disclose anything yet. You don't need to address this. I'm seeing your guides be like, go with the flow, don't talk about it yet, unless you want to. Remember, you can do things however you want, but it's kind of like, you know, when you have a situation with somebody and you're like, is it just me or am I feeling sparks? Is something going on between the two of us? I feel like something's happening here. Again, this whole vibe of you unexpectedly getting like zapped by a spark between you and this person. You weren't expecting this to happen. It happens when you guys hang out or you guys like connect in some way with one another. But it seems more like a social gathering or connection, like just hanging out. It looks more casual. But then it's like you guys are the two left standing and something's now going on between the two of you. It's palpable. So you can be in a situation like that, but your guides are like, you don't know yet why this is happening or what the implications of it are. Meaning, who knows what you're supposed to do with this yet? I'm seeing your guides be like, feel this out before you talk it to death with this person. Because you don't want to say something and commit yourself to something and then be like, I'm actually not feeling that vibe, but I was like impatient and jumped the gun. So that's why I'm seeing your guides be like, just wait a minute, because as you get more and more information in, you're gonna understand sort of like what you're meant to be doing with this person and where this opportunity is leading to. But don't just take it at face value, or don't immediately feel like you need to shove it into a box or a label. Because rather than having these immediate expectations of, I feel a connection now, this, and this is gonna happen, your guides are like, don't smack a label on it, see where things go first. Because you don't, things and feelings and perspectives may evolve as this situation furthers, okay? And when you get the right information that you need, you're going to know what to do. But if you're at a spot right now where you're like, I could definitely wait and receive, I'm getting confirmation of this. If you're at a spot where you're like, I could definitely wait and feel this out a bit more and get a little bit more information before I do something with it, just wait, because you are going to get more information about what you want to do, about where you stand emotionally, and you're going to know how to go forward. I'm seeing you also be in a space where you're like, I'm not trying to have this, I'm not trying to hop into things and have this turn into a situation where I feel bound and chained. I'm seeing that be something that you want to avoid. You also may want to check in as far as how you want to involve yourself, what you want to commit to being responsible for with this person, just things to think about right now, and also what you need. So as much as you may be having like a little break or a little separation right now, I'm seeing that this is actually meant to help you work through something emotionally, but you could be at a spot where you're like, I don't want to be, it's like a waiting game vibe. Like, this may be hard for you because you're like, I just want answers now. I want the clarity now. But this is like, you need to be patient, but you could be struggling with that. Because it's like in this idle time, you could like mentally have a lot going on. But it's an opportunity for you to learn how to sit with maybe uncomfortable feelings or ambiguity, things like that. Because this is your guides being like, something is happening, but you're in that like liminal space of the ball has begun rolling, but you may not have seen the materialization yet, like the end result yet. But because you're in that middle space, you're kind of like alone with your thoughts, and that could be really what you're struggling with. But instead of fighting yourself, this is about working with yourself and working with that process. Because as long as you're pushing and pulling, you're always going to have a hard time in this. This is like a personal growth moment for you. And I'm seeing once you like actually work through this, because I'm seeing there be multiple reasons why something hasn't happened yet and why you're still in like this unknown in-between space of something not being completely solid. Part of this is to get you to work with yourself in a different way and to explore your relationship with yourself. Then I'm seeing that it's also going to help you determine what the right move is to make. And there is an opportunity to connect, is what I'm seeing. You may take it upon yourself to figure out how to create an opportunity to connect with this person actually. You? Ready? After working through this, this builds you up into a space where you become ready to take action. Then this is you figuring out how to create an opportunity to meet up with somebody. This is like to hang out, to connect with them. There's information coming through that is going to surprise you. This can be something that you come across mentally, information-wise, that you were not expecting about you and this person. And then there's a reflection on a plan and where things are going. We're looking at Virgo and Gemini, Mars, and Jupiter. I want to get a couple more cards and see what else we have going on here. I'm seeing quite a candid and potentially like intimate being honest and transparent conversation about what one wants genuinely. I'm seeing somebody with their heart very much open. This also seems like there's compatibility. It's like whoever this is that's sending a message, they're sending a message to this person. Both of these people would be open because there are cups here. There's a talk transparently about what's going on emotionally, and what came out in between these cards is this. So this can mean like a mutual desire between the two of these, but one has to say, this is like one needs to communicate that. These are mobilized feelings. This is something shared in common between the two of these, and this is the person receiving. So it's kind of like this. Both of these people may want the same thing, but unless somebody communicates that, they won't know that they have this in common. And this is like a common desire system of like what somebody really wants. And this feels very, very like authentic communication, just to have it be like this very pure energy of all of the cups here. This is like a sentimental, emotional conversation, like really both people wearing their heart on their sleeves, their hearts on their sleeves. We see Cancer on the bottom of the deck. There's going to be a discussion, it seems, or this is going to lead to a discussion about expectations, mutual expectations. Having Cancer come up too can be talking about you connecting with another person's moon energy as well. Because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon will represent emotionally what you're experiencing, and also this other person. All right, we're going to actually leave the reading here. It's going to give you, once this stuff is discussed, it's going to give you time to analyze and look into it and see where you want to go from there. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.